good morning, and how are you today? I'm fabulous. Look, who's ready for a cup of Joe? Man, I hope you had a great day yesterday. I hope you're going to have a great weekend. Hopefully you got something nice planned with your family or your kids or your friends or whatever. I'm going to be I'll be soccering tomorrow again. Be kind, be decent, and listen. Right? It's something so important now because of this relentless daily attack of messaging through the news media about how awful of a human being some people are and how oppressive they are and how bad they are, and you don't care about this one and you don't care about that one, and we're going to scold you and you're going to keep scolding you, and it's a snowball. It's just, it'll get worse and worse because these people have a need to convey this message for whatever reason. I don't know. Jeez. I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about other stuff. There is a need to get that message out there, so please don't take it that way. But there's a fourth part to that, and that's you got to stand your ground. Kindness is not weakness. All right, kindness is not weakness. Kindness is not letting people run you over. You can't let that happen. And this is not about political parties. Gosh, I'll say it every time. I don't care. This isn't about political parties. I don't care who you vote for. Vote for whatever the hell you want. It's not about, certainly not about race or anything else like that. It's about, once again, a small group of people with an amazing amount of power who want more. And because we've allowed ourselves to be shamed into submission over the last 40 years, people are afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to speak up because I know I have a heart to love others. That has nothing to, I don't want to control anybody. I don't care what you do. Knock yourself out, man. I have no interest in power. Power corrupts. I don't want to be corrupted. I got enough shit in my life that's corrupted me. And there's a reason my nose is the way it is, okay? I don't get it. This need for people to have power over others. Maybe it's weakness, their own personal weakness. I don't know what it is. I'm not a shrink. But I do know this. I'm not backing down. I started this. I'm not finishing it until I'm done. Which maybe I'm dead or whatever. I don't know. But I ain't quitting. Because you have to stand your ground. It is a bully mentality out there. Many ganging up on one. You see it on Twitter all the time. Somebody says something, you get a couple thousand, whatever. Most of them, I guarantee you, half of them are friggin' ghost accounts, and somebody says something, and you said that 25 years ago. You're evil, blah blah blah. That's the problem with wokeism. One of the problems with it. It's this religion where there's no forgiveness. There's no forgiveness. If you said something 20-something years ago, and it doesn't matter what team you're on, politically, racially, sexual, whatever, doesn't matter. It's a little mob of people who, if you said something 20 years ago, and you made a joke, and all of a sudden, you said it, so you're going to have to accept it, and blah, 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 and that's the consequences. What do you mean what's the consequences? Here's the other thing, too. If you dig in deep enough with these other clowns, you'll find something that they said 20 years ago, but they're okay with it. And it's bigoted. It's horrifically racist. But it's cool. They get to dictate. Nobody dictates to me. You can kiss my ass. Oh man, and I'm not a badass. Like I said, I've never claimed to be. But I despise bullies. Oh, I hate bullies so much, and that's why I have such a problem with this movement. Not some of the principles. I understand wanting to level some of these inconsistencies, and there are inconsistencies when you see them. numbers. There are some numbers that don't add up and something's wrong. I'm good with that. But you ever notice people who go, politicians, they never talk about fixing anything, do they? They throw these nebulous terms like equity. Equity is bullshit. Sorry. There's no such thing as equality of outcome. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Please don't let anybody try and sell you on this horseshit. It's not going to happen. Talked about it yesterday. But you have a heart to make sure that people have the best opportunities, and that's what I'm for. If there's anything truly systemic, let's get it out of the way. I'm with you. You ever think that these cats don't really want to fix anything? They talk about it because they want to get elected. I have way more examples in my life of people who talk about this stuff than of people that actually did anything to fix it. But stand your ground. I know I love people. I want to help. And however I can, I will help people who don't like me. Maybe I'm wrong for that. But I think there's a purity of caring in that. I won't let people beat me or anything like that. But if I can help a group of people, or if I can help what I think societally, at a societal level, even if that includes people who wish me death, all right. What do I care? How you feel about me is how you feel about me. If I see a goal that I think makes this world a better place, I want to achieve that goal. If there are people that are in that boat that don't want me in that boat, that want me to drown, okay, but the goal is still there. You can take your little bag of hatred and shove it up your ass is what you can do. Stand your ground, man. Because what you do find is that when you have the courage to say, look, I don't buy this whiteness and blackness nonsense. Repackaged Marxism, it's insanity. I don't buy it at all. What, you don't like black people? No, I love black people. I love people. That's why I don't buy it, because you're telling people they have characteristics that they don't have. You're trying to sell a bag of shit to scare one group and keep the other group humbled. No. No. When you sit there and part of the axiom of whiteness is, well, being on time, and then you're going to throw that as a negative connotation? It's negative to show up for something on time? That's what white people do. So what, you're not supposed to do that anymore? How the hell are you supposed to feed your fucking family? How are you supposed to maintain professional relationships? How are people supposed to trust you? Show up whenever you want. They don't care. Shut the fuck up. It's a lie. And I talk about it because I'm standing my ground and people want to call me a bigot. Okay. I'm a bigot because I want people to live productive, happy lives in unity. That makes me a bigot. Okay, you tell me what I'm supposed to switch that with. Please, I'm all ears. What am I supposed to switch my philosophy with? I believe that every person in this country, regardless of race, regardless of any immutable characteristic, should have the opportunity to live their absolute best, happiest lives. And if there's anything truly systemic, let's move it. That's what I believe. Now, you tell me what I'm supposed to replace that with. I'm all ears. But I ain't backing down. Screw that. Jesus. Stand your ground. Please stand your ground. You're going to take some swipes. People are going to take some swipes at you. Usually, it's people who are just ridden with guilt of some sort. But that's not all they are. They care. There are a lot of people who see what they perceive as injustice, which may be injustice. I'm not saying it's not. But you have to stand your ground and say, look, I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I do know this. When you tell a person that they have no hope and you tell the other person who's just trying to live their life that the reason they have no hope is because of you, You go ahead and swim in that pool. There's no. I laugh because it's insanity. It's insanity. Go back. I'm rereading. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't do it at night. I'm not on. Gulag Archipelago, Solzhenitsyn, and it's, man, it's a very sad book. That's why I'm maybe that's why I've been so rough the last couple of days. It's a very sad book. It's a very sad story about a group of people who were told everything. The reason your life is bad is because of those people over there. Oh, by the way, this believing in God thing, no, you can't do. Don't do that. That's stupid. So you have no spiritual connection. You have no. You may have a genetic connection through culture, but they're the bad people. We're the good people. We've been oppressed. Okay, how does that end? How did it end in Russia? 25 million dead. That's how it ended. How did it end in Mao's revolution? 60 million dead. How did it end in Cambodia? 2 million dead in the 60s. And the list goes on and on and on. And here we go, a bunch of scumbags trying to sell this bag of bullshit on us. No. If you want to call me a bigot, call me a friggin' bigot. No. No way. I love you. I really mean that. When I say that, I mean it. I want you to be happy. I want you to have the life that you dream to have. Now look, sad thing is some of us ain't going to make it. Some of us are going to struggle. Some of us are never going to get past something. But you still find joy and happiness in there. I know that there's poverty, and I know that there's people that are suffering. I know this. But you can still create. Look, I've been homeless twice. Literally. It wasn't easy. Been some dark times. Some really dark times. Where I felt hopeless. Literally hopeless. And I know it's tough, man. It's freaking tough. Still find a way through it. And if the messaging is, come on, man, I'll pull you, I'll help you out of this. Grab my hand. I'm not throwing you, I'm not going to throw you anything to keep you in there. See, if I don't want to get too deep in that philosophy. That's next week. But stand your ground. Please. If you don't, people are going to suffer. We're seeing examples of it now. A story just 2 days ago in Georgia where kids were segregated in classes. Can you imagine, of all the places in the world, Georgia separating kids based on race? Can you imagine? I mean, that just, it's terrifying. That's terrifying. Terrifying. We're either going to work this out or we're going to implode. Man, I love people. I love learning from people. I love being around people. We can build a unified culture. It's going to take another 20 generations probably, but we can do it. Let's be part of the building blocks. Let's be part of something that a few hundred years from now, when people look in history, they say, man, holy crap, whoever they were, I'll never meet them, obviously, but man, they made it. We made it. I want to be a part of that. I don't want to be part of this. Oh, well, you know, look at you. The only reason you got what you got is because you have special advantage. What special advantage? What special? You're saying my race is a special advantage? Then that means every single white person has special advantage? Really? Have you driven by trailer parks? What advantages do they have? Especially around this area, communities that are devastated by drugs, methamphetamine, fentanyl. Devastated, absolutely, utterly decimated. That's the big advantage? How about its class? How about people, I'm going to end it with this. How about people have figured out how to work this classism thing, which is a thing. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, and I'm not saying race may not be playing a part in this. I'm saying it does, probably. Okay? So please don't. But I'm saying there's a much bigger issue. You have people espousing an ideology of oppressor and oppressed that doesn't even take into account the middle class. That's how brain damaged that whole philosophy is. That it's somehow, if you're middle class, you're an oppressor? People that are just trying to fight and struggle, driving trucks, working in factories, people that are working in offices, just trying to, they're oppressing people. They're the haves. You know how stupid this mentality is. Man, I got lost in it a little bit. Stand your ground. Speak up for people. Speak up for everybody. Because when you say, look, you're not telling my kid that they can only be in a class with one race. You're not going to teach my kid at 8 years old that they're either oppressed, that they either are inherently racist, or that they have no hope. You're not going to do that to my kid. You got to do it, or we're screwed. And it'll happen sooner than later. And we have so much hope here. You just got to find it. Man, it's pretty heavy. Because I don't want to see this fall apart. Anyway. Like I said, great weekend I hope that you have. I'm going to be playing drums and continue to sort of get my thing together, which I'm doing. For those of you that are listening to these rants, thank you. It means a lot to me. It really does. Stand your ground, man. Be kind. Be decent. Listen to the person that you don't agree with. Listen to them. Hear the pain that they have because they really believe something. Listen to them. You may not agree. And please stand your ground, because if we don't, it's over. I love you. You have a wonderful weekend.